Welcome to the Chatting with Dr. Stevel show. I'm your host, Dr. Stevel. Now, today's guest is one of Canada's best kept secrets. The only way I can give her introduction proper justice is by playing this video, which I stole from her YouTube page.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got all excited with the music. That was really cool. That was quite the intro, Bonnie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I was like ready for the show. It's been so long since I've been entertained.
Oh, right.
Except for my
Okay.
dogs. It's a great, I love that. That's a really great video. It captures people's, like, this show must be amazing.
Right.
And of course, I have to deliver.
Yeah, well, announcing you on here, I mean, going live, I have to deliver as well. And you showed up, so this is perfect.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Anyone who's on there, just comment and say hello. We've got, so we can know who's watching.
Yeah, totally. I think this is my first live show I've been a part of.
This year, right?
I've done a few Zooms, but I haven't done any. I've never did Facebook Live or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
Well, we want to. So that intro right there, we kind of found out about many of your characters. Like, you are not just a one-woman wonder. You
not
do
a
like
one-trick pony. No.
One-trick pony. That's right. You're like every woman, as it says.
It's true, but you know how they always say, and I just thought of this: too many cooks spoil the broth. I just thought of this for the first time in regards to myself, because sometimes I take on too much, and my mind becomes like, like there has been times when I've ran out there as somebody and my accents got a little bit twisted. Joe tells me afterwards, like, your Sharon Osbourne sounded a little Barbra Streisand or something like that. But I'm always trying to add new things because I've been doing this for so long that I get really bored,
Yeah, because you have more than one. Hold on. Hi, dear Bonnie and Steve. So excited to see you. Fabulous. Carolyn Bernstein.
Oh, I love you, Carolyn. She's so amazing. I just love you so much. She's the most generous person of heart. Like, don't you think? Like, she's amazing.
Absolutely.
She's so supportive. Yeah.
And she actually told me that I had talent. So yeah, I mean, she's awesome.
And she did the Queen thing lately. Oh God, that was hilarious. Congratulations on that, babe. That was amazing.
And then we have Jamie Paget, also across the pond.
Oh, hey, Jamie. Oh yeah.
He's the guy that looks like this, except sells drugs.
Yeah, I know. I saw what was the sequel to that, but I was sad because the character wasn't in it. It was just Jesse after everything. I was hoping.
I don't know. I never really watched that drug thing. It's not something I could relate to.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to enjoy it. It's amazing.
Right. Oh, sorry. Right.
Oh, that was sarcasm. Okay.
Camille Terry. Good evening, Bonnie and Steve.
Hi, Camille.
I just chatted with her yesterday, and we're gonna have her on her show next week. I just chatted with her and Leon, and it was just amazing chatting with them too.
Awesome.
I wish I had recorded it for everyone.
Say it again.
I wish I had recorded it for everybody.
Yeah, I am. Well, record this one just in case.
Okay, for sure.
Just make sure the red button's flashing, okay?
Right. So anyone who wants to see themselves and comment, log into Chatting with Dr. Stevel on Facebook. If you're on the Dr. Stevel page, then I won't be able to see your comments, and you'll think I'm being rude and ignoring you. Mm-hmm. Maybe I am, but that's my excuse right here. So now that Carolyn came on, Um, I was watching your video that you did for me for Christmas, where you start off as Sharon Osbourne, and every when you talk like her, I don't think of Sharon Osbourne. I think of Caroline. So it was just like really weird. It's your different personalities and voices just got me all confused because you do so many.
Yeah, I know. Well, they get me. They don't get just you confused. I get confused too, like I said. And too many ideas, without a lot of planning. That to me, that's my biggest weakness is just planning ahead,
Right?
thinking ahead, even though it feels like you're taking blood from a stone, which often, very much so, that's the feeling, trying to get blood from stone. I have to just push through it to try to get something to put on paper or in memory, because otherwise I rely on improv. And if anyone out there knows improv, it's hit and miss, right? You won't always get that mark. When you
Yeah, I
do, it's
know.
amazing, right? But then when you don't, it's like, oh, maybe I should have thought of that ahead of time.
Well, my friend Karen says, "Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Steve." It's on the wrong page.
Hey, Karen.
Yeah, with the improv stuff. I mean, I work better when I do improv. When I talk to someone else. When I'm
Mhm.
all alone, it's like I can't really, bounce off anybody. So it's kind of really awkward.
I
The
hear
silence
you.
is deafening.
I know it's really hard. That's why poor Joe, most people know Joe, my partner, my man. I've roped him into so many things, and he did the voiceover to that commercial, and he didn't even know he was going to be doing that till 3 a.m. And when I was almost finished it, and I'm like, oh, it'd be great with a voiceover, and I'm like, get up, you have to do this right now. It has to be posted. um, but it is really great if you can. I have a couple of sisters and a couple of friends that I'll call and they'll be like, do you think this is funny? Do you think this is funny? It's so important to have someone to bounce it off of, because they might just come up with something that you never thought of, and then your idea flies, just from that one little, well, what about this? And then it goes from there. So I say use all your resources you can.
All right. Karen says, it must be hard to keep all the voices separate, especially when they all want to talk at the same time in your head. Does that
Yes, yeah,
happen?
I've talked to my therapist about that. No, it kind of, actually, it's a natural thing. Like what I do is just something that I guess I can call it a gift, because I haven't worked very hard at it. I haven't worked very hard at the impersonating part. I don't think I have, because like I said, I've been doing it so long. I guess maybe if I look back on a video from 20 years ago or something, I'd be like, oh my God. But I always felt like I was doing the same thing, which is basically just taking the major points of someone's personality, their posture, their intonation, etc., and exaggerating that. And that part kind of just comes naturally. That's why I'm in this business. I mean, nobody, grows up thinking, I want to do that. It's always an accident that happens. And actually, it started with, I was just going to say that my mom would get me to impersonate family members. So that was the true beginning, was doing, Auntie Pat and cousin whoever.
Well, that goes along with the next question from Natalie Levine. What got you into impersonation? So let's go.
I know,
Continue.
yeah, accidents happen. Yeah, it started around the dinner table, and it grew from there. I just sort of had this weird knack. And then I got into theater kind of late, actually, in life. Well, in terms of school, it was grade 12 when I really got into theater, and I had this incredible acting teacher. And I remember, this is hilarious. Do you guys remember the movie Annie with Carol Burnett? Okay, so I auditioned for The Gift of Magi, which is like an opera musical with Carol Burnett singing little girls everywhere. I mean, just ridiculous. And somehow I got the part. I don't know why they cast me, but that was like the turning point for me. And I was so excited. But doing Gift of the Magi, there was like zero comedy, but it was all singing. So I thought, wow, I can sing. This is kind of cool. And it was opera. It was very high, and I probably couldn't even get those notes right now, because once you turn 50, although Barbara's still going and she's like 70, so everyone's different. Anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. What was I talking about again?
You're talking about
Oh, how I got into it, right?
like,
So yeah, it's a long story. Okay, how much time do we have? Anyways, from high school, I wanted to get into acting, and I, acting here in Vancouver with Hollywood North. Yeah. So I was taking acting courses. I went to Studio 58 and I quit during the first term. And I just
why?
thought, I'm just going to do this on my own. And I started auditioning for amateur musical dinner theater and getting some great parts. I remember I got the part of Reno Sweeney in Anything Goes, which was a big role. And that was with the Royal City Musical Theatre Society. And that it was very well done. Like they had a budget. So that really kind of gave me a little more confidence. A couple of years later, I think the big turning point actually was musical dinner theater. So in my mid to late-ish 20s, I got hired in this dinner theater. And they said, all right, we're going to do the celebrity portion of the show. Pick 2 celebrities that you think you can impersonate. And I'd always been madly in love with Patsy Cline since I was a young teen. My cousin and I would just like wear out the cassette tapes until they were like, we're but crazy. We just adored her. We knew every single Patsy Cline song. So I thought, well, I'll do her, even though she hasn't got the personality that most people would even know about. It's just the voice, right? But I was excited about that. And then I did Barbra Streisand and Dolly Parton. So those were my first 3 impersonations, only because they asked me. I didn't really know that I could do it. I had no idea. And then after that, I basically, I'm the kind of performer that I'm not one of those, I don't rehearse a lot. I'm bad that way. Like when I've worked in duo, like there's a friend of mine, Barb Oliver, we do this Patsy and Eddie thing, darling. I'm Patsy. I mean, I'm Eddie and she's Patsy. And we did a show together and I loved doing the improv, but she was always like, we have to rehearse. And I'm like, oh, but keep it fresh. But we learned a lot from each other because she learned to do a little bit of what I do. And I learned to do a lot more of what she did, which was focus and plan and remember your lines,
Does that help out a lot?
Oh yeah. Oh no, God, yes. It's helped, helped huge. But I still like to leave a little bit of room for play because it keeps it fresh for me, And that's why the audience participation part, which is completely obsolete now, like, I don't know what's going to happen with that in the future of theater. Because I bring people up and I'm like practically breathing down their face. Like, I'm like, hey, kissing people or kissing me, we're dancing and it's intimate. And so that's not going to happen. I'm thinking of ways I can do it in the future. I thought of making like a big 6-foot hand, something like that. I don't know.
Well, I saw your audience participation in Vegas at the Sunburst Awards when you did Sonny and Cher. You brought some guy on to be Sonny Bono, and it was fantastic. I was just dying of laughter. It's the first time I've really seen your show properly, like the comedy side.
Right. Well, that Sonny Bono thing that has to be in every single show I do. Like there are some parts, if you have a show, there's 2, 3, 4 parts that you're like every show, even though you change it up, you have to have that. They're like the meat and potatoes of the show, or the peanut butter bread if you're a vegan, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that whole Sonny thing evolved. I remember, and this is so funny because I'm sure every single Cher impersonator out there does the Sonny Bono thing. But I remember in the late 90s or early 2000s, maybe around 2000, something like that, I remember having this epiphany and waking up like as if I was the first person to ever think of it, like, oh my God, I'll bring someone up to be Sonny Bono and we'll sing I Got You, Baby, that'll be amazing, And I thought I'd be like the first person to ever think about that. And there was no internet back then, really, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. And then found out, every Cher impersonator does that.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. But then it evolved because what I do now is I sort of like sing their role. So like I just tell him to move his mouth just to go, and I sing his part, which makes it funnier. But that happened just by accident one day when I was working on a cruise ship. I worked many years on cruises, which was an incredible experience. But I think creatively a little stifling because you don't have a lot of time to come up with, you don't have the time to sort of just think about a whole new act. And it's all about just do your show, pump it out,
Right.
Every other night you're doing a show. So anyways, I had this guy up for Sonny Bono and something happened and I just went behind him and sang his role and everyone laughed. And I'm sure when you improv, you'll do something and you'll go, oh shit, that was really funny. Remember that for next time. Now, the unfortunate part is most of the things you forget about. And then after the show, I'm always saying, Joe, what was that thing I did that was really funny? What was it? Everyone laughed. What did I say? What was it again? And he's like, I don't know. I was too busy doing the lights and the cues and this and that. And I'm like, damn it. I wish I could remember. That was funny though. And it's like, it's gone. It's, will it ever come back again? But this one stayed. So I kept doing that. And then that evolved to me using a fake microphone because it was just funnier. It was funnier every time that I just sang his part, because then you get these guys who can't sing, and it was a hit and miss. Like sometimes the guy was funny and sometimes he wasn't. You know, audience participation.
I like the way that you sing his part, and if he messes up or doesn't have the mic down, I notice that you watch him. If he's got his mic up, then you'd go with it. If not, then
yeah, you have to. That makes it funnier because people aren't stupid. They're like, "Well, why is she still singing, but his mic's over here?" Or whatever. All those little tiny things help.
They make it totally.
Yeah. No.
Now, since you worked on a cruise ship just now, how long ago and what ships? Because I used to work for Carnival Cruise Lines as a photographer. So.
Oh, wow! You must have had fun. Carnival, they're a party ship for sure.
Well, if you're a passenger, yes, but if you're working there, you know how it is.
Well, yeah, but we had wild parties. Oh my
Crew
God.
bar, yeah.
Crew parties? Oh yeah, crew bar was like, I was saying to my sister the other day, my very first cruise was in 1998. And when I wanted to work on cruise ship, sorry, let me go back for a second. A lot of me as an entertainer, and I just want to say to other entertainers out there, there was a time, and there's always a time for everyone where they go, I want to be an actress. And then it's like, am I an actress? I want to be an actress. And there's that place where you're like, am I one or do I want to be one? Am I a singer or do I want to be a singer? And what makes that? So I just kind of lived my life saying, this is what I am. I can do this, not totally knowing if I could. And that got me a lot of places. It was stressful AF, but I found myself in these amazing opportunities, taking these opportunities or creating these opportunities, even though I wasn't quite sure. And you kind of just have to believe in yourself, obviously, which is very difficult as a live performer. I still deal all the time with like, I'm terrible, my talent is gone, I'm no good, I'm not funny, all the time. It's, my dad and Joe are sick and tired of like if I talk to them that, I don't feel good enough anymore. I'm like the voice that happens, especially when you're not entertaining or if there's a lull. And I know I'm going back and forth, but I thought that was really important to say that, if you want to do something, you just need to own it and say, this is who I am and live into that. And it's scary, but if you believe that, other people will believe it and you'll get the job and then you got to deliver. That's the hard part.
There's not much work in trying to take over the world right now with Dr. Evil. So, you gotta.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can do it right. It's mine.
Yeah. So no, go back to the cruise ship quickly. So I back then when there was no internet, I used to put ads out. Some of us are old enough might remember this, where I put an ad out in the newspaper saying, looking for, a band, looking for a guitar player, a keyboard player, whatever. And then I'd meet a few people and we put the band together. And then I made a really bad cruise ship video in someone's basement with no background and like shite lighting and sent it to an agent. And somehow I finally got the job as a trio or a quartet. I think it was a trio and ended up being a quartet on the Sky Princess, which was my first cruise ship. And it was right here in Vancouver, which was kind of great. From here to Alaska, up and down. And I remember my first night on the cruise ship, I was so excited because that was something I really wanted and I strived for and I got it. And that's always such a good feeling, when you're dreaming it. And of course, it's a lot of times better in your dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
yeah, absolutely.
It's your imagination of what it is. But it truly was incredible when I got on there. I'll never forget being in that shitty cabin below sea level practically.
Did you get a window?
Hey?
Did you get a window?
Oh yeah, we had a little, yeah,
the
pothole, and you could see the ocean filling up the window, the big waves, and I kept thinking, am I going to see a fish or a shark or something? And just the motion of the ship. And I remember I was listening to the album Here's to Life by Shirley Horn, which is actually really some serious, amazing standard jazz tunes. And I just felt like I was living the best life you could ever live. And at that point, I was sharing a cabin with my 70-year-old bass player. And when he moved out, because I forget why, we had to get another bass player. I remember opening the drawer and pulling out the biggest underwear I've ever seen. Like these massive gaunch that were like white and huge. And I thought, but he's such like a skinny, tall guy. Why does he need these massive underwear? Anyways, I digress. But the first night.
I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you, on cruise ships, there's a lot of rules, right? when you're on
Yeah,
the ship.
we don't. It's there's suggestions really.
Hierarchy. There's hierarchy, yeah. But I didn't know that. So my first night, anyone who's ever been on cruise ships as a
Yes.
crew member, like you can get away with all kinds of stuff as a passenger, but I met this officer who I thought was this really friendly guy. You know, I'm like, he doesn't want to date me. He just wants to hang out. I'm the new girl.
Right.
So that night I had some drinks and he said, let's go swimming. And we swam in the passenger pool. Like we don't have a crew pool, but we swam in the pool after midnight, like jumped in the pool. Of course, you know, that got told to this person and the captain and everybody else. So my first night I was like taken into the office and like, you can't do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. Like there was all these rules I had no idea about and I was breaking them, but I had a great time. And then from there I worked on tons of cruise ships and moved up from trio to quartet. Then I did duos. And then when I started doing duos, I got really not bored, but I thought my ultimate dream was to be a guest entertainer because that's the top, right, in terms of entertainment on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
So I was doing my duo thing and I started kind of just introducing characters into the duo. So I always had a feather boa and I always had my little cheap dollar store wig or whatever it was. And I didn't even do a character. I did all of me. And I just did this super cheesy version of all of me, you know, with the wig and the boa. Why not take all of me? I just thought it was the best thing ever. And then I slowly, kind of for fun, introduced like Tina Turner one night and Barb Streisand another night. And people loved it. And it grew from there until eventually my agent said they need a guest entertainer on this ship like 2 days from now. Do you have a show? And of course, what did I say? Yeah. Did I have a show? No, I didn't. So I got real busy making a show with cassette tapes.
Okay.
A whole box of cassette tapes. 1, take it out, play a song. 2, take it out, play a song. At the end of the night, the pencil rewinding it, you know, to the beginning. Just bad costumes, bad wigs. But it was fine because it was on it wasn't on a very high-end cruise ship. I ended up working on Seabourn, which is like extremely, you know, high-end kind of yacht. But this was called the Discovery Sun, and it was a ferry between Freeport, Bahamas and Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And so it just went there and back, and it's overnight in Fort Lauderdale. So it went there, waited a few hours, came home, then we slept overnight. It was a very dumpy ship, but like my cabin had just a bed. That's it. No window, no nothing. I don't even know if I had a dresser. I think I just had a closet and my suitcase was open. Didn't even have like a table. It was so, yeah. Anyways, next question. Sorry, this is no alcohol in this. Oh, this is so cute. You got to look at this. These friends of mine just stopped by out of the blue and they left. Is it backwards or my eyesight's terrible?
Damn, it feels good to be a diva.
It's so cute. I'm totally not one, but I do play one.
You do. Carolyn says, saw a Bonnie show in LA in February, and the audience just loved her, and the participation bits were a real highlight.
Oh, in LA? Where were we in LA? Was it Palm Springs?
In LA in February.
Oh, in Vegas? I didn't go to LA. She went to LA.
Well, you know, across the pond, all of America's one thing.
That's true.
Right?
It's that whole coast.
It's LA the coast. Yeah. LA, Vegas, California. I don't know. It's
Oh, I know. No, because it was
She did some traveling.
It was Hemet. That was the Country Queen show. Yeah. Hemet. So that was California, and she was on her way back to LA. Yeah. I can't believe how much has happened since. It's just amazing.
Camille says cute mug. She likes it.
Yeah. Oh, you would love this mug, Camille. This is totally Betty would love this too.
That's right. Karen said that Carnival Fun Ships Crew Bar was the best. Yeah, totally.
So she worked on the cruise ships too?
Yeah, she worked in casino.
I
was a photographer. We kind of met when we were flying over to bring over the Fascination from Finland. We didn't really meet. I mean, you know, she's asleep and her friend wanted to introduce me to her because she was Canadian. And this was like, you know, get away from me. And then from there it just went, wow, you know.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, not really.
Like, okay, that's so cool.
I thought Canadians were, you know, friendly, but you know, I guess I'm the only one. Yay!
You're biatch.
Yes, that's right. Carolyn says yes, Hammett.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, because a few of them drove out, which was really sweet. Yeah, because you see, when you're, you know, Canada, doing shows in another wherever, you have to do more than one show in order to break even with all the travel expenses and everything. So we do Palm Springs and then drive. And I'm always looking for work, like all the time. I mean, I don't even know where Hemet is. I'd be home here in Vancouver, Canada, just looking on the map and Googling venues. And I just call, email call. It's called throwing shit against
What do you mean
the wall.
you're Googling venues? You're just looking for like places
I
looking
go to
for
maps.
entertainers?
I go to maps.
Yeah.
I zoom in on a basic area and I go theaters or legions or festivals or whatever, or senior centers. Pardon me. And then they'll pop up and I'll just start calling. It's time consuming and monotonous, but you get the odd thing and then that leads to that and that. Like that was the second time we were in a Hemet. Yeah. So, and we were due to come back, of course, and the pandemic happened. And I'm so glad we had our time in Vegas. That was really fun.
Vegas was amazing. Totally.
Yeah,
I saw one of your schedules earlier on in the year, and like when you travel, say, to the East Coast of Canada, you have a whole bunch of different venues with different shows. All your shows are not the same.
No, yeah. I just want to, but if that was my second tour, okay, if I could do it the way I want to do it on my first tour, I've got 3 shows: Patsy Cline, Country Queens, Divas. I'd like it to start with easiest show first, then Patsy Cline, because it's 2 costume changes.
Okay.
For me, doing one character is a walk in the park, including my packing, right? It's just so much stuff to manage all the time. So I love doing my Patsy Cline shows because I'm like, oh my gosh, I just get to stand there and sing and tell jokes, just kind of interact with the people. Of course, right now, after not singing for 9 months, I feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to sing again. Like my voice is gone. Dorothy Bishop, you probably know Dorothy Bishop. A lot of you do. She's a friend of mine. We actually worked on cruise ships together, and she came to the Sunburst a couple of times, or once, at least once. Anyway, these ladies know her. She actually she goes, let me just, because I told her, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like my voice is like gone. Like it's just not even my own voice. There's no control. My vibrato is all over the place. Like I was freaking out. She goes, well, and she teaches voice. So she said, let me give you, 20-minute lesson. And she just offered it to me as a gift or whatever. I was like, oh, what the hell? I said, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And she did. And she was so great. She's like, okay, your voice is not damaged. You're okay. There's no damage in your voice. She goes, you just need to practice. You need to do the exercises. And of course, that's my weak point, is rehearsing and practicing. And when you're working so much, you don't really need to, because I'm working all the time. I've never had more than like 2 weeks off, 20 years in terms of performing. So it's just, getting back on the horse is going to be, I'm going to do lots of stretching, We all are, right? But that's great. That's why it's really good to just keep doing, anything we can, like even just talking right now, but performing online, doing Zooms. You had Camille performing for you the last show, and it's very important for all of us entertainers, for our mental health and our physical.
Yeah, you're totally keeping yourself on busy with some of the videos and Christmas videos that you've done. Before we get into that, Camille is asking, which of the characters is the most natural to impersonate, and which one is the most challenging?
That's a good idea. I think, well, I guess I could say Patsy Cline is really natural, just because I've done her so much, and maybe because people don't really know what she sounds like. I do. I know what her personality, is, and I've heard what every live interview and recording that's out there, but she feels to me the most natural. And many of them do. Barbara feels very natural. Sheriff, I feel like a few characters just become like, I don't even think about it. I just start talking like them. I don't have to think about it. But then challenging is something else. So Karen Walker from Will and Grace.
Okay.
She's very challenging because her voice is so high. And it's not just high. It's like Sharon Osbourne's voice. Caroline will know this. It's like Sharon Osbourne it's a high voice, but it's also a deep voice. Because she can talk like this, but she's also got this thing down here like that, like it's almost like a deep voice, but then you have to have part of it that sounds a bit high, and it's really weird. So, but Karen Walker is, I can't even, I can't even do it right now. I have to really work at her.
Why would you do Karen
You know?
Walker? Like, does she sing, or is she just on like
Oh,
an actor?
she's just a really, well, gays and seniors, honey. So when I'm doing a gay crowd, when I'm doing Puerto Vallarta, which I miss and adore, Karen Walker, they love her.
Okay.
Like, they love her. And she doesn't really sing, but she has sang a couple of times. So what did I do now? I did a thing where I talked about Montezuma's Revenge. It's really funny. And it went to the tune of, what's that song that goes, da, 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 da. Oh, jeez, what the hell is it called? I don't know, because I've used the song, but never as the actual song, so I can't even remember the real lyrics. It'll come to me later, but it worked perfectly because it's got the stop and then the line, and then enough room for everyone to laugh before you start singing again. And songs like that are great because shit, I wish Joe was here to remind me. Being 50. Yeah, so like, when you're doing comedy songs, for me, when I'm doing comedy songs, the best ones are when it's got a pause and you wait for the funniest line for that pause, and then the music kicks in so they can laugh over that, and then
Right.
you start again on and build up the next verse to that funny line. I think A Spoonful of Sugar is another one I did, but it was a spoon full of whiskey helps the misery stay down. It was about being depressed about all the crazy shit in the world, the news and politics.
Spoon. Why settle for spoon?
Yeah, you don't need a
Same.
spoon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Your
throw off
spoon's
spoon
as
for a
big as
sec.
little,
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Should have put
Yeah.
Baileys.
Karen Jang asks, how do you decide which people to impersonate? Like, how do you decide? I want to now start doing this person, or this is
Well,
person good for this.
if they're popular, like right now, I'm watching Schitt's Creek, and I want to do Moira Rose. You know Moira Rose. If you've watched Schitt's Creek, you know who she is, and she is the perfect character. I don't have her voice at all. Once in a while, I'll get a word, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's it." It's like landing in a pocket. It's like you're talking, and all of a sudden, one of them just lands, and you're like, "Oh, that's it." So she's very challenging to me because she has a weird accent. She's got bizarre tone, and her intonations are crazy. If you know who I'm talking about. So have you seen Schitt's Creek?
No, not
That's
really.
good. Anyway, so Schitt's Creek has become massive. So I know there's a lot of people. Maybe not everyone will know, but I get a character who, even if you don't know the character, they'll laugh. Like there's something ridiculous or outlandish or funny about that character. And Moira Rose totally is. She's like, a woman in her, late 60s who wears a different wig every day, and she's super narcissistic, and she wears a ton of makeup. Oh my God, it's me. No.
Minus the 60 part, but yeah, everything else just seems to fit.
So she would just be the perfect character. So she's someone new that I would love to do. I'd love to make, videos, funny videos of her. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, someone who has a very distinctive look and a very distinctive sound. Those ones are very easy.
Carolyn says, so Julie Andrews is another huge hit besides Cher.
Julia, oh, you mean the dirty version of My Favorite Things?
Yeah, that's.
I know.
That had me
and I
laughing in
didn't
the
even
aisle.
do the dirty version of it. I just did the toned down version of it.
Really?
Well, I don't think I did, because I was like, oh, I don't know if I should say cock rings, but it's very funny though. I know. You know what's funny about that? This is what I mean by when you come up with something, it might be years and years and years old, but if it works, keep it. I wrote that song in 1997 or 8 when I was in that musical dinner theater.
Right.
And I remember being so scared to sing it because there was like freaking zillion lyrics. I'm like that, and none of them are the actual words of the song. So it's really hard, right? Everyone remembers the song as it is. Then you have to remember it in bizarre, totally different. Anyway, but I did it, and back in 97, 98, they friggin' thought it was must have been really crazy back then because, people were more easily shocked back then than they are now.
They said pee-pee. Ah!
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, this wig, I can't see because I don't have my glasses on because the reflection is nasty. But this wig, it's not Reba. It's just because I have my wig hat on. I mean, my wig
Well,
cap
yeah,
on.
yeah, you do.
Yeah. Now you know.
You know, it took me a while to see your real hair, and I don't even know if I saw your real hair last time I was chatting with you.
Yeah.
You know, behind the scenes, because every time I see you, you got something different on. It's
Yeah.
just weird.
I know. But like me, when I'm not, I'm just like, I'm so bland. I'm so yoga pants and messy bun, you know, and I'm like no
Ew.
makeup and dog hairs all over me. And, you know, I sometimes get mad at myself. Like, why don't you dress up in all your nice clothes at home? But I'm just so comfortable. It's just so nice. And now I
Right?
have 2 doggies, and it's just like my life is so different now. Oh,
You get
I'm a
dog
dog
hair all
mom.
over your
Oh my
all,
God, so
all
much
of your
freaking
evening
dog hair.
gowns and stuff. Carolyn
Seriously.
loves your wig and black cap.
Hmm?
Carolyn loves your wig and black cap.
But this is an important part of the show. Yeah, I remember when this is only half of it. I usually have, just as for anyone else watching who works with wigs and things, I always use this one first. Okay, this netted one. If you
Right?
can see that. And then I put a solid one on top of that. And then I use these clips because when I first started out, it was I can't tell where the camera is, but anyway.
Okay, that's
Can you
okay.
see
We
that?
can see something. Yeah, it's a clip. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very important clip though. You see how that the ladies will
Right?
know what I'm talking about. These are gold to me. If I didn't have these, I couldn't do my show. Like they're like diamonds to me. Just like, where are my wig clips? Oh my God, where are the wig clips? Oh, there they are. Like I could probably do my show without this. And I actually cut a pair of nylons. I'm like, I'm desperate. There's been so many desperate moments where you just have to make it work. Anyways, these hold it down. Because if you're
Okay.
doing, you know, because they're quick changes, right? It's boom, boom. So you have to be able to rip it off and put it on. And they're flat. They're very smooth and flat. And they like this.
Yeah, but with the
So
pins, if you got to like, rip it off quickly and then put it on, don't they go flying out?
that's the
And
thing. That's why these are very important because they're flat. They're like if you do, it's curved
uh-huh.
and it curves like your head. So there's no pointy, sticky outy part. It's not like a bobby pin. Bobby pins are terrible because they're straight and they just go and they stick out and they
Okay.
catch on everything. And oh my God. Yeah. So, things go wrong, right? Like that
So
time.
if I were to wear a wig, right, it would be best for me to get one of those nets
Oh yes,
because
you for
I can't.
sure.
Okay, because I can't really shove stuff right in my head, right? That would be
Yeah,
bad.
no. But you're lucky because you don't have any right now.
But
Having
yeah,
the bald cap. I mean, I've been desperate and been like, I should shave my head, just shave it. But then
we
you have
wouldn't
nothing to
know.
clip it to.
We wouldn't know, to be honest with you.
No, I know you wouldn't know, but the other 14 hours of the day, people would be like,
Yeah, Carolyn said yes, please earlier after you said you had dirtier lyrics to the
all right.
to Julie Andrews.
Well, I don't remember if I did the full dirty version. I just remember thinking I should probably maybe substitute that for that. Okay, I'll sing. Now I haven't sang it in a year, but let's see, whenever. So it goes. Cock rings and fishnets and dildos with bristles, handcuffs and jippies and clips on my nipples. I'm singing it slow so you really get it. Stiff, hairy, macho men tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. That's verse 1. Teddies and tassels and bright-colored lipstick, bondage and spanking, and all things sadistic, wild lacy panties, and always with wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Last verse. Oh, but then it goes, when my bra snaps and your nails scratch, it drives me mad. I get you to give me my favorite things, and then I feel, oh, so bad. But the third verse goes, jock straps and garters and high-heeled stilettos, X-rated magazines, KY and Jello, vibrating stiffies that make me go swing. These are a few of my favorite things. And that's it. So I don't know if I said all those dirty things.
I don't know, but when you first came out as Julie Andrews, we're watching you dressed up like from the movie, was it A Wonderful Life? So we're
No.
seeing that, and then suddenly the words start coming up with that's not right.
Yeah,
First it
from
was
the hills
shock for
of
me.
from Sound of Music. Yeah,
Sound of Music, sorry.
that's
It's,
classic too.
those old movies are all the same to me. If it doesn't have superheroes coming down from the
Wonderland, Sound of
MC
Music,
universe, then
Goodfellas.
yeah, there's no superheroes in it. I just don't know.
But no, I know it. That's again with performing though. To go back to that, it's really good to do something completely opposite of what people are expecting. It makes
Right.
it funny, because you're expecting this and suddenly you got that. And I always appreciate it. And, strangely, actually, I did a lot of burlesque in the early 2000s to the late 2000s and even a couple years ago. And I love doing burlesque because for me, I just love the element of surprise. I love taking something you think is going to be so sexy and it's not at all. Like, I just love that. I love the reveal. I've got, my show starts off with my tearaway pants and my tearaway suit, so I like to incorporate a little bit of burlesque into my show too, because I just love it. I mean, if you're at a classical pianist concert and everyone's paid $100 ticket and it's very
Are we talking about
shishi.
the piano or
Yes,
the
pianist, yes.
Okay, just not the other one.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
no, just to be clear. No, yeah, pianist.
Oh, we have a few comments from your song there. Johnny Miller says, "Oh my," and I think he's just got excited
I know.
there.
He's unfriended me. I know.
Caroline says, "Wonderful," and Jamie, fantastic, so funny. And Carolyn somehow says, "You have legs, perfect." Okay, Carolyn, you guys talk privately about that later.
That's so funny. People always remark on my, because I have that kind of body shape where the weight only goes to my stomach, which is super annoying. But then my legs always look skinny. So I'll take it because I got really thin hair. No, I was saying, but about burlesque, this is interesting because if you're at, like I said, a very, very, very conservative concert and the pianist simply takes off his tux coat, you will hear people go, "Woo! Take it out!" Or, there'll be like a few cat whistles because there's just something about taking something off that everyone's like, "Oh, what's going to happen next?" So yeah, even though it's, it's nothing sexual. It's I don't know. It's like there's an anticipation of something funny and exciting. So I love doing that in my show too, because I do a thing where I'm like, my Maryland bit is ridiculous. I turn into Carol Channing. I always make it funny because funny is natural for me. But I take my dress off while I'm on stage. I'm singing "I Want to Be Loved by You." And then I'm slowly unzipping my dress behind the guy. So he has no idea, but everyone else can see what's going on. So I take my dress off and at the very end, boop, boop, be-doo, the dress falls. And then I jump out from beside him and he turns and suddenly I'm like half naked. I'm wearing like a corset and underwear. But he's totally surprised, but everyone else laughs because they all know what's happening. You know what I mean? But he's the one who's like, "Whoa," because I always get an older guy, as we all know, right, Camille? I mean, we get the cute old man up on stage, and some of them are that cute old man, and other ones are those lechy types. I'm like, I picked you because I thought you'd be fun and cute, okay?
Oh, Johnny Miller says, "I did not unfriend you. I think he just went to renew your subscription." Sorry.
Thanks, Johnny.
Carolyn says she loved the Christmas videos you did. Both are awesome, and both of them brighten 2020.
Excellent, thanks. I'm glad. It took a lot to get those out because I was feeling, as a lot of us are, and have been extremely depressed about not working.
Well, if you don't mind, can I play one of them?
Of course, absolutely.
This one will showcase your talents and your different accents.
Okay.
Thanks for joining me. I'm Sharon Osborne, and here is a COVID Christmas. 'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the city, storefronts were empty, but the lights still looked pretty. Counters were cleared, and the desks were all bare. As all worked from home now, no one was there.
Outside in the street and all around town, there was almost no road rage. We were on lockdown.
Most people worked at their home, which was smart, and when they went out, they stayed 6 feet apart.
Pubs were still open and some took to drink. Masked, covered faces, they smiled with a wink. That hand sanitizer, that cold liquid jelly. My hands hold more liquor than what's in my belly.
We followed the protocols, all doctors' wishes, except for those dumbass conspiracy bitches.
We Netflixed, we Disneyed, watched everything streamed. And with all of us watching, not much got cleaned.
Meetings and parties were all done on Zoom, with underwear optional, only one in the room. Some shared their feelings and some fostered pups, and others drank wine in cold coffee cups.
With face-to-face contact no longer the norm, in came social media and it was just like porn. On Facebook, on TikTok, and Snapchat and more. Now Twitter and Instagram, my fingers are sore.
They saved us from loneliness, grief, and despair by helping us see that our friends were still there. And now that this year is coming close to an end, with all our assistance, this curve we will bend. Hurry up, 2021. I can't wait for next year. I need to have fun. So all that we sacrifice in 2020 means next year our homes will be full and hospitals empty. Stay safe, everyone.
I still get a kick out of that. Your voices just change with every personality, and the looks is like, wow.
Well, it was all the same. Oh no, wait, Reba was different makeup, but it's all, looking at it, I'm always like, we're looking at it with my glasses on. I'm just like, my blush is a harsh line, but I am so blind. And I'm doing this on my own, and I'm usually doing this rushed, I'm trying to get it done, and it's like at night. And it's all, because on my phone, I'm always like, I'm trying to see, like, what do I look like? Does it look okay? And I'm like, just get this done. Let's get this done. And then I do it. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, I should have done, I should have done this. I should have done this. It's too late. Because a lot of times, you get an idea and you need to get that idea out before it's too late.
Right.
Instance, yeah. Christmas. And I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm going to miss Christmas. I need to have it out at least a week before Christmas to make it make sense. Because it says 'twas a week before Christmas.
Right.
But I, ended up finishing writing it like that day. And the funny story about that video was, and that's right. There's another thing I did. I had this live show that I did for a conference. And that was my first live show. This is my second one. And of course, I was thinking of things at the last minute because I'm like, oh God, I haven't performed and I put on so much weight and my voice is gone and I have to fill up like a half an hour or 20, I don't know how many minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So I wrote that thing because I thought I need to come up with something new and funny that I know guaranteed is going to be good. Because if you're feeling, not confident and you just don't feel like your stuff that you always do is enough, then if you come up with one good thing and you start with that, then you win them over with that, then I feel like at least I know I did well on this thing. So I came up with this whole 'twas the week before Christmas, and I was going to do a Sharon Osbourne. And I had my table, and it was live. It was like SNL kind of thing, like where they're like 5, 4, 3, and there's a big green screen, and the cameras are doing this, and I was like, oh geez. And of course, I did all my writing for my characters the night before because I couldn't think of anything. I just couldn't think of anything. And I was like, had Joe, I'm like, what should I say? Do you think this is funny? Is this fun? Oh God, I shouldn't have said yes to this. Why did I say yes to this? Right. So finally I'm like, oh, this will be good. 3 in the morning. Oh, this will be good, And in the morning even, I'm like, oh, maybe I should say that. And so my mind is like trying to remember everything. And not just that, but like all the wigs are in a row and you're in this new space and you've never done it. There's no rehearsal. Long story short, I did that. And I forgot to do the whole 'twas the week. I forgot. I blew over it. I didn't even do it. I was so mad at myself. I was like, how could I forget that? But I was so freaking trying to think of the next thing. And I was Sharon Osbourne to start with. And I don't even know what I said. But she was the one who was supposed to do that whole thing. And then I was going to come on as other characters. And I didn't do it. And Joe was like doing this behind the camera. And I could see him. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He's going. And afterwards, I'm like, next time, don't do this. Say, 'twas the week before Christmas. You forgot or something. Save my ass and tell me. I don't know why you're doing this. I haven't got my glasses on. Anyway, so then that's why this video was made. Because I thought, well, I put all that work into it. And it would be really fun. And then my dad said, you should do it as different characters. And I was like, oh my God, Dad, do you know how much work that is? He goes, I'm just saying, if you want to do it right. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I did. It took forever.
Well, here are some responses from your fellow entertainers. Camille Terry, all the voices and accents are spot on. Carolyn, hurrah! Can you say it like she would?
Hurrah!
There you go.
Bonnie!
Jamie, you nailed it as always. And Camille, again, lots of applauds. Or are they tacos? I'm not sure what they are.
Thanks,
The
guys.
pictures,
I know
but
they've
okay.
seen it already. But thanks.
Yeah, but it's still amazing. I mean, I was watching it again here live, and I'm just cracking up because you just go from Sharon to Cher, and the
Well,
voices are
that's
so
not
different.
live. I
Well,
mean,
I
I
was
have
watching the
this
video
cut.
here live. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I know. Well, it makes it entertaining when you know it's the same person and they're. Is it the same person? It'd be great if I could do full, total different makeup for each one, but that would require thinking far ahead, which I'm usually in a hurry to get it done, and we take a lot of time.
Well,
Yeah.
that's for something that you just decide to do overnight. That is amazing. Amazing.
Oh, the editing wasn't overnight. That was probably over, I don't know, 2 or 3 nights. But
Oh, I can imagine.
yeah, just because I'm working with, if anyone else out there does video editing, I'm using a combination of iMovie on the iPhone, Splice on the iPhone, and Movie Studio on my computer. Perfect. Because when you're working with a green screen, I found this amazing effect on iMovie on the iPhone. You literally just click green screen and it does the green screen for you. Whereas if you do it on the computer, if you've edited and
Yeah.
used chroma keying, it just takes forever to get that, because my green screen was crap. That's why it was bad, and wrinkles and edges, and so I do it on iMovie first, and then I put it into Splice because I can do more with Splice, and then I take it from Splice and I put it on my computer. It's a nightmare working with iCloud and downloading it, but that one was done fully on my phone. That was the week before Christmas. Everything on one little iPhone 11.
Wow is all I can say. Now, you start something. Carolyn says, "Dolly Parton video, please." And Karen says, "Yes, Dolly was amazing." So if you want to sit through that, I have no problem showing this video again.
Sure.
I love it. It's great. It got a lot of people's attention. And you contributed the "Twas the Week Before Christmas" to my Christmas special that I did, and I thank you for it. And then I saw your Dolly one afterwards. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to use this, but I was afraid to ask you because you've already contributed to me, right? So I thank you, and then you said you can use this. But when you gave it to me, my editor, he was editing everything, and I got video from tons of people, like wishing the Christmas things, and he typed to me, "I don't know, it's the last day. I don't think I'll have time." So I go, "Okay, your decision. Watch this, and then you make the choice." About 2 minutes later, "I need to put this in."
That's so cute. Well, no, I'm happy to have it. It's when you make these little videos, that's like you performing for any audience you wanted to get in front of anyone, to give them a laugh and a smile. It's the only way I can entertain people. We can entertain each other is through these videos. So yeah, for sure. God, please share away.
All right, here you go.
It's a Dolly COVID Christmas with your 2020 Yuletide favorites, such as
vaccine, 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 vaccine. Please just poke that needle in my can. Ow!
This year, Mommy can't get too close to Santa Claus.
I saw Mommy fist bump Santa Claus from behind the plexiglass last night.
Dolly reminds us why we can't get too cozy this Christmas.
It's the most contagious time of the year. All the COVID admissions and viral conditions that all of us feel. It's the most contagious time of the year.
Spread the joy, not the virus.
It's beginning to look like COVID Christmas. Everywhere you go, all your shopping is done online. Socializing will get you fined, and all the fun and drinking is on Zoom.
If you're going to get something this holiday season, let it be Dolly's COVID Christmas. So let's make this album go viral.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
It's fun. It's cute.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to really, really enjoy that, especially the way Dolly just, Huge. And
Huge.
most of those comments came from females that I know.
Oh, women are the worst and the best, if you know what I mean. With Dolly, like at the end, they're just, it's ridiculous. The motorboating, the grabbing, the take my picture, nah, you know, it's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. I'm actually in the middle of editing a video right now. So I was doing a share. I did this. I did Tina Turner for this 90-year-old woman 2 years ago, the sweetest woman ever. And then she ended up coming to a share show that I did here in Vancouver. Anyway, they got a hold of me and asked me if I could do her 92nd birthday. And I just love this woman. So I did a share Zoom. And then I figured, damn, I'm all dressed up like Cher. I should do something. So then I shot a whole bunch of stuff, not knowing exactly what I'm going to do. And for the last 5 days, I've been trying to make something out of it. And basically, I'm trying to kind of make a commercial for Celebrity Telegrams, because that's really the only entertaining I can do right now. Like, that's where I can, you know, make a little bit of money if I get hired. So I'm in the middle of doing that, and it's driving me nuts because editing.
Yes.
Yeah, editing. It's just like, it's frustrating. I'm glad I do enjoy it when things work, but when they don't work, I want to like put my fist right through my computer screen or throw my phone.
I know that feeling. Trust me.
Yes, I know, right? Because you were gonna, with that picture, you're like, oh, send me all these pictures and I'll make something. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna take forever.
Yeah, I was gonna have to like go around with, you know, my, you know.
Yeah, cut out
cut everything
figure.
out. Sometimes cut your head square and something. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I know, rush jobs, right?
Carolyn
no
says
fingertips.
Yeah, some people don't have any on the adverts if you look closely. Carolyn says bloody brilliant. Joe's voice too. I did not know that was Joe's voice. Thank Joe. You are amazing.
Oh, you guys, so funny. He is, because that, you know, Joe's a very soft-spoken guy, and I had him. You know, I was like, more energy. No, more energy. And then he's doing this. He's like, Dolly's good, and all you can hear is from his clothes on, and I'm like, stop moving. He goes, but I can't do it unless I do this. I'm like, well, then get out of bed. I'm like, stand up. I'm doing this. I'm like, come on, here we go. And we were laughing our asses off, but we finally got it. It was just ridiculous. The outtakes are always the funniest thing. I love bloopers.
You got to start sharing some of those with us, I think.
I know. I do have one blooper reel that's friggin' hilarious, but it's like I swear so much. You might have seen it. If not, I'll send it to you. It's really funny because, you know, it's so different than what you're portraying. That's what makes it funny. Like, yeah. I was looking at the share thing. I'm shooting and I'm trying to look Cher and I'm like, fuck Melly, stop barking. I'm like yelling at my dog. You know, I turn around, stop it. And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, pause. Start again. And I'm like, I can't see, and all I see is this. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, and then I'm trying to let my character, and then I'm not. And anyway, that's what makes it hilarious. I love bloopers of anything.
Oh, for sure. Camille Terry says she loves the sanitizer in your cleavage.
Thanks for noticing, darling. And actually, I did all these other songs just before, like probably 4 in the morning. I'm like, okay. And poor Joe again was roped in. I'm like, what else would be funny titles? I'm like, I can't just have 4 titles. Like what? I'm like, okay, coughing around the Christmas tree. Okay, that's good. And I don't even remember the other, but we came up with 3 more, like, you know, song titles that were on the album, but they're so fast and you can't really see them. But if that was somebody wants to pause and look, they can.
Or like maybe it's COVID outside and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see that video someone made?
Yeah.
It's really funny. Hey, maybe you posted it. I don't know. It's really cute.
I definitely shared it. I got this site where anything that's funny and entertaining, I just want to share it to keep people's spirits up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe I saw it from you. It's really good. Well done. Mm-hmm.
Also, when we were talking last time, you know, to test this out, you told me about this one time where your luggage did not arrive to a show.
Oh my God. Yep.
I want to know about this.
It was the day Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett died. I remember that.
Oh.
It was a sad day, but it was also a very stressful day. I flew into Edmonton, 1-hour flight, easy peasy routine. I arrived, my luggage didn't. So I called the venue. I said, and it was sold out. It's probably 200 and something. I performed there before and I was coming back. Anyway, I waited about 3 hours. I waited till the last minute because I need like 3 to 4 hours to set up everything, you know. Although I had hired a sound person and lighting person, so they had already done all that for me there, which is great. But I had to go, I needed like a good few hours for me to do my makeup, my this, my that. So I did my makeup at the airport. And when it didn't arrive by my cutoff time, I was like sick to my stomach. I didn't eat anything. I was terrified. I was like stressed. I didn't know what to do. So I called the guy and I just said, I'm going to go on with the show. I don't know how. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but I'm on my way. And then I drove. It was about a 1.5 hour drive to Red Deer, Alberta from Edmonton. I think it was 1.5 hours. But I made it in like 45 minutes because I was like 200 friggin' kilometers an hour. So I was like, you know, my rental. And I called him on the way. I started having ideas. I'm like, can you go to the dollar store? And I was trying to think of things that would like substitute for my costumes. So I asked him to go to the dollar store and get me some birthday hats. That would be my Madonna cone boobs.
Right.
I said, get any wig, anything you can find. I don't care, anything. I had only one wig. It kind of looked like this, my sort of pre-show me wig. So I got there. I wish I could remember the rest of the weird things I got him to get me, but I just said, get me decorations. Like, I don't know. I said, I needed something that looks like a feather boa. Get me some Christmas garland, anything. So I got there, and then there were these two lovely older ladies, and I'm backstage. I think Joe's getting in from dog walk. Backstage, and I gave them $80, and I said, the mall was right across the street. I said, can you please go get me a dress, size 8? I said, get me some hot pants. I thought, if I can just wear one black dress and all these weird items, do something with them. So they went, and they got me totally the wrong size. And I just wore them with the tags on. Just everyone knew what was going on. When I got there, I had fishnets. I had my shoes. I had a pair of heels, fishnets, my underwear, and a bra. That's all I had. And my wig and my makeup. And so they got me this massive dress, like bra showing. I had bobby pins in it. I just thought, you know what? I'll tell everyone the truth. I stuck my leg out of the curtain and talked behind the curtain and said, I don't know. I told them what happened. Well, they already knew because the show started 20 minutes after it was supposed to start. So when I came in, everyone knew, oh, there she is, right? And I said, I'm so sorry, the luggage didn't arrive, but we're going to go on with the show. And everyone's like, yay. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I did the show, and honestly, standing ovation. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I did it. I remember for Boots Are Made for Walking, I just went out and I took some guy's boots off of him as I was singing, and I put them on. I was just walking around in his boots. Like, I improv'd my ass off. And it totally paid off. You know, that time it paid off. And I think they were impressed, maybe just because somehow the show did go on. But maybe they were just like, wow, let's see how this egg is going to fry in a pan right before my eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi, baby. Oh, my baby. I have to show you a little doggy. One of our little puppy doggies. This is Wozy. Her name's Rosie. It's Rosie, but it's Wozy.
Rosie's adorable. Hello, Wozy.
Oh, little baby. Hmm?
Hello, Wozy.
She's so sweet. She has never like growled or shown her teeth or anything. Well, at Melly she has, but in play. Anyways, we just got it. But yeah, never to be repeated. But it shows you that the show is what's inside you. It's not on the outside. And I was freaking because I thought my whole show is wigs and costumes. Like, that's literally my whole show. How can I do it? I don't have the wigs and the costumes. So it was a really big lesson to learn that, you know, you can bring it without all that stuff. I did have my makeup, and that helped a lot. You know,
For sure.
Mm.
No, did anyone actually videotape it, or?
No, I don't know. Oh, this is one hilarious. This is funny. In my tizzy, I remember when I came out of Cher was the last character. I thought, okay, when I come out of Cher, I'll just take my dress off and I'll just wear my underwear, my fishnets, and a bra, because that's Cher. And they did have like this one black wig. It would look like Tina Turner, and it had like lights coming out of it. You know, like those I forget, optical things. It's like optical whatever. And so it had like all these colored lights, and it was spiky. It's the only black wig I had, so I used that black wig for everybody that had dark hair. Oh, now remember now for Mae West, I wore like a shamrock hat, and then I had my Christmas garland. But so a Cher, I came out, and I said to the audience, I said, I need a black bra. Just before I came out of Cher, I said, I need a black bra, 36C. Anybody? I need it right now. What's that? Oh my. Whoa, we have a landlord who's Italian. Look at this.
Ooh.
Mussels and spaghetti. Okay, take it. It's sticky. Yum. It's kind of oily on the bottom. Anyway, what was I saying? But oh yeah, so I said I need a black bra, and this woman, it was so cute. She did, and ladies totally know what I'm talking about. She did one of these and pulled her bra out of, like, in front of everybody. You know how we can take our bra off under
magic.
our top and whip it out? She did that, and she threw it at me on the stage, and everyone went, ah, you know, and I was like, thank you. And then I went backstage, and somehow I ended up putting my own bra on. This is what I don't understand how it happened. I came out wearing my own bra, thinking it was her bra. And I said, oh my God, you have the same bra as me. This is crazy. I thought it was her bra. So at the end of the night, I gave her my bra. She took it, and then I was left with her bra. It was the weirdest thing. And I didn't even know until the next day when I came back, and I'm like, whose bra is this? I'm like, where did this come from? And then I realized, oh my God, that's a woman's bra. And then I thought, I had my own bra the whole freaking time. I was like, in such a tizzy. Anyway, yeah.
Oh man, that is amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but like I said, never want to go through that again.
No, but you pulled it off, and you can show that, and that pretty well proves you can survive almost anything.
It does make you think that, and there has been some crazy situations, you know.
Now, before we go, how have you been surviving through this time where you can't entertain live?
Yeah, well, making the videos is helping me a huge amount, and having dogs now is just giving me life, even though they drive me nuts because they're puppies and they poo everywhere. But making videos, yeah, has been very helpful because it makes me stay creative and inventive. And I'd like to actually, I mean, I've never had time to do it. I've always wanted to. You can hear Melly tearing around. Melly, didn't you give her exercise? Oh my God. She's 4 times bigger than we thought she'd be, by the way. But she's ours now. But yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing, is making the videos. It's the only way I can stay alive creatively. What the hell are you guys doing?
Okay, we're gonna let you go now because it looks like you've got food ready for you. And,
yeah.
And we're not. I don't want that to get too cold. I mean, because you're just fantastic. We could go on all night because you are so entertaining.
Thank you.
But before you go, just a few people. Camille Terry, of course, you are a trooper and a pro to go on with the show.
I didn't have a choice, but thank you.
Right?
Now when it's sold out, and you know what I mean? Like, everyone's sitting there and the sound guy's there, and I'm like, oh my God. It felt like I had a bit of a, okay, let's go. But it was a good experience in the end.
In the end, of course. Carolyn, a great story which shows your ingenuity and courage.
Thanks, babe.
And also, I have to go, but had the best time. Thank you so much for the great interview. What a fabulous beginning to the year. Bless you both.
Love you, Caroline, and love you, Camille, and whoever else is going to watch later. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you. Thanks for having me. Oh my God, Melly! Jeez, can you hear that?
Yeah. Okay,
Joe,
we're just going to get a couple more, and then we're going to go.
Melly.
Karen says, "Thanks, Bonnie and Steve. Great interview. So many laughs." And excellent. Jamie, thank you guys. Good morning to you.
Excellent.
Right. Thanks a lot. I totally appreciate it. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
It was really fun. Thanks a lot, Steve.
All right.
All right. I'm putting the glasses on because I need to see how to get out of here. Okay. I'm going to fill up my diva.